Good morning and welcome, Patriot Radio News Hour. Joe and Jason on this Tuesday. I hope it finds you well out there. Our toll-free number, 800-951-0592. The website at allamericangold.com. And just a couple of quick announcements. Remember, we have, a Texas meeting tomorrow in Colorado. Please also make sure you get on your list. Get on our list. So the Texas meetings in Colorado are kind of cool because you just show up. Right? We got plenty of room at the radio station, and you just need to appear. Here in Phoenix, not so much, right? The Patriot office, as you guys know, we can get, 2, 3, 4 people, and then, we're out of room. But get on the Phoenix list. We have meetings in Chandler for those of you on the east side of town, and then, of course, meetings here at the Patriot office. And we will schedule those meetings accordingly. There will be no more meetings for the rest of this year after this week. As the holidays are going to kick in, just giving everybody a heads up. Next week, Patriot will be closed from Christmas Eve through the rest of that week. Matter of fact, the wholesalers pulling a fast one on us, they're going to be closed from the 23rd through the 25th. So get your orders in. I did see, Jason, I don't know, it's kind of interesting because we keep telling, listen, we've got the winners here. Gold and silver. Wow. Yeah, big winners, right? Crypto is going to be now, which ones? Hey, we think it's going to be Texan. Why? Why do we like Texan over anything else that's out there? Simple. It's the only one that gets you daily income. It's the only one I know of. Guaranteed daily. If you're a miner, every day you get income. That is something where Jason and I have been telling you. I don't know how. It's up to everybody to decide. You are going to need more. Now, some of you listening, hey, I don't need any more money. I'm a millionaire. Okay, great. Awesome. Get some gold, get some more gold and silver. By the way, you want to do $1 million in gold and silver? We can do it easy. $5 million. I think, what would you say, Jason? What? Probably at $25 million, we may have to tell you, okay, hey, give us a couple weeks. But yeah, we can do any volume you need just by reaching out to us. But like I said, everybody else, how are we going to make it? How are we going to do it? Now I saw another threat. We may have another government shutdown in January. Now the Democrats are all mad because the Republicans wouldn't agree to subsidize the health care. And, of course, everyone knows, holy crap, 20-some million people either got to have no health care coverage or pay a lot more. On top of, here's their solution to inflation, print more money. Boy, and we got a lot of data out today. I'll say this. Don't be shocked. I know, ready? More rate cuts are coming. Yes, get ready. You're going to need more. Now, maybe some of you will decide that you want to work more jobs. Okay, great. I think start right now, right? Maybe do you want to be the greeter at Walmart? Listen, and I know, especially, listen, I'm 55, getting old. I see it, and I don't care what store I go into. I go into a Walmart. I go into Target. I go into, Kohl's, Kroger, Safeway, Albertsons. It doesn't matter. What do you see? Oh, there's Grandma running the cash register. There's Grandma saying, hey, how are you today? There's Grandpa getting carts. Yep. Is that what you want? Find a way to get more income. We have a way for you. And I will say this. We'll get big into it tomorrow. And we're not going to get big into it because we got a lot of data to go over. I'm just going to say this. I saw it. Guess what? The people under 40 want for Christmas. Oh, I lost my camera. Jason, guess what they want? They want crypto.
Yeah.
I saw it.
That was very dramatic.
Yeah. But yeah, crypto. Hey, $9.95. Think about this. How cool. I will say this because I know it. My nieces and nephews, every one of them got, we bought $9.95. Now, for some people, I know that's a lot, but I'll tell you right now, every one of them loves it. Now, are they like, Grandpa, the price keeps going down, right? Yeah, I get that. Don't worry. Just wait a little bit. But get them the gift of crypto for Christmas, the chance to earn money every day. We'll be back. 800-951-0592. So, yeah, if you're thinking about what to get, especially like you're my age, right? My kids are old. I mean, they're old. They're in their 20s, but yeah, what do you get them? Right? Think about it. $9.95 may change their lives. 800-951-0592. Let's take a quick look. We got a lot of data out, so let's take a quick look at the market here. The Dow down 200. The S&P's down 30. The Nasdaq's down 67. The 10-year note, 417. It's been as high as 419, but the data came in, and now it's at 417. Still higher than normal. Something very interesting in crude oil. Down big today, down to $55. That is the lowest level since early 2021. Now, that is a positive, right? When we think about inflation, that's positive. However, we're now at the point where crude oil may start seeing layoffs because, well, crude oil at $55, not so profitable in a lot of the places. So are we going to see less drilling and things like that? I don't know. But let's take it for right now. That's a positive for sure. Gold higher again, right? Up another $12 right now, 33.18. Not really surprised, especially with the data that has been out. Silver's just from second to second, you just don't know. We are right about where we were. Actually, we're a little higher than where we were yesterday. We're at 63, almost 63.50. Silver yesterday was like 63. It closed at over 64. So I don't know. We'll watch. But right now, silver down. I don't know how long it's going to stay down. For those of you that I was telling you, get your platinum and palladium too. Congratulations. Platinum up 62, 1850. So platinum really starting to move here. And when you think about it, gold's 4,300. You could argue, shouldn't platinum be, I don't know, $5,000? Yeah, you could make that argument. Palladium up $40, just under $1,600. So what did it? What happened? So we're getting some of this old data, primarily jobs. So remember, we haven't seen a government jobs report for a while. We got a September jobs report, I don't know what I can't even remember, but we got October and November today. Here's how they came out. October, down 105,000 jobs. So not obviously what anybody was hoping for, but November up 64,000 jobs. So when you kind of, you do the math here, hey, we're down about 40,000 jobs if you combine October and November. The bigger number in that, the unemployment rate. This is one that is cause for concern. Now remember, Jay Powell last week told the world that the jobs data is woefully inadequate and that they believe that we're over-reporting the jobs. That's the belief at the Federal Reserve. So negative 40,000 jobs for September and October, maybe it's worse. They also revised August lower from down another 22,000 to negative 26,000. So if you take August, September, right, October, November, all of a sudden it's very, very interesting because September was revised down, but that finished at 108,000. So it's like every other month, right? Or at least right now. Down, up, but I think the biggest thing is the Fed says they're all overstated. When it came to the unemployment rate, I think this is kind of the number that people focused in on today. The unemployment rate up to 4.6%. They did not give an unemployment rate for October. So I don't know if did it go higher in November? My guess would be probably yes. By the way, this is the highest since 2021. Among the major work group, the unemployment rate was kind of up across the board. It didn't really matter who you were, black, white, young, old. The labor force participation rate, 62.5%, pretty much unchanged from September. The average hourly earnings edged up only 5 cents. So this was some good news on the inflation, 36.86. By the way, over the last 12 months, up 3.5%. They were expecting 3.6. And of course, like I said, that number was pretty good. Let's see, hours worked, unchanged, at 34.3. Overtime hours down to 2.9. So not a lot of overtime, according to the government's number. And then when you look at it, employment rose in healthcare and construction. Federal government declined 6,000. To kind of give you an idea, healthcare up 46,000. That's a little higher than what it's been. Construction was up. That's 28,000. Trying to look for the bar and waitress numbers. I'm not seeing it, so I don't know. It must not have stuck out here. So that was the employment data. Again, the big piece of this, unemployment rate, 4.6 now. Now it's getting a little worrisome. especially if they believe that the jobs data is overstated. We also got retail sales today. Retail sales flat. So this is something where we don't see this number. Most of the forecast was expecting retail sales to be up anywhere from 0.5% to 1%. So this was a big miss when they're looking at retail sales on the headline side of things. But if you take out, this, that, the other, they have a retail control group. Of course they do. They take out food services, auto dealers, building material stores, gasoline stations. That surged up 0.8%. So I guess depends on what you want to look at, but essentially, here's what I'll say about that number. That's kind of this, they want to say it's the K-shaped economy, which it totally is. If you make a lot of money, you're doing really well. If you don't make a lot of money, of course, let's face it, what's a lot of money? I'm not sure. 100? 150, 200? I don't know what a lot of money is. But it definitely is the vast majority struggling. The people with money, hey, they're still doing okay. And this is kind of the pattern. This is what you see in an inflated world. I saw Elon Musk now is worth $600 billion. Why not? Right? Why not? He'll be the first trillionaire. Then we also got, we got a lot of data. I'm sorry. PMI today. Manufacturing PMI. Worse than expected. 5-month low. U.S. service PMI. Worse than expected. 6-month low. So, again, I think this kind of goes into the economy is slowing. Inflation's, I don't know, maybe, I guess, not getting too much worse. If you believe the government number, I guess it's 3%. So I guess it could be worse. I don't know. Here's the thing, though. This data, especially the unemployment rate, I think this is the number we're gonna focus in on. How much holiday hiring was there? That's the other thing. As we're getting to wrap up Christmas here, we're going to see, my guess is, a lot of people that picked up a second job go down to that one job. We're going to see, especially in the retail space, right, the hours get cut huge, right? And you guys know what I'm talking about, during the holidays. Hey, you're working close to 40 hours a week, and then all of a sudden January 5th rolls around, you look at the work schedule, and you got 20 hours. That's going to be, I think, what shapes the next rate cut. All of a sudden now, at least with the data that we've seen so far, we haven't gotten the inflation data yet. That's going to come later this week. If the inflation data, let's say if it could go down, then all of a sudden another rate cut looks likely. Even if they could just say less than 3%, even 3%, I think that maybe let's just put it this way. There is now a possibility that we're going to get another rate cut at the end of January. That is how bad the numbers were, especially, like I said, the unemployment rate and the fact that everyone believes that the jobs created number, right, the ones, remember, we had down 105, up 64, that those numbers are wildly inaccurate to the upside. Donald Trump didn't hold back. He says they wants the Fed's funds rate down to 1%. We're back here. We announced earlier next week we're going to be closed Christmas Eve, the 24th. We're going to be closed the 25th. We're also probably going to close early on the 23rd as the wholesalers are going to be taking those days off, so we won't be able to lock any products and take care of all of you guys. If I want to say this too, if you need Christmas funds, some of you do, or hey, I'm going to need some money right after Christmas. You know what? Right, rent's due, mortgages due on the 1st. Do it today. Sell today. Don't wait. Why am I saying that? Because you're like, well, but Joe, you know, the price is going higher. I want to get all the bang. I want to get all the juice out of it. Well, I'll just tell you. Next week, we're closed, right, a bunch of days. The following week, we're going to be closed a bunch of days. Why? Because it's New Year's. And you're not going to get great pricing because guess what? The wholesalers know. They read a calendar, right? They're not going to pay because they're anticipating. What are they anticipating, right, Jason? They're anticipating a lot of the dealers are going to be selling stuff back to them because, well, that's what happens this time of year.
Yeah, if you try to sell on Tuesday the 23rd, I guess we'll buy, but we're going to have to give you a very subjectively lower price because we can't come out the next week and lose money in case there's a big sell-off.
Yeah, and you think about it, right? 23rd, then we got the 24th, the 25th, the 26th, 27th, 28th, right? I mean,
that's right.
A lot can happen in those before everything reopens again. And then obviously same thing the next week. So I just want to put that out there because I know some of you wait till the last minute and it's stressful because we want to help you out. And you're like, oh my gosh, I need my money right now. And this, call today. We'll help you. We'll get it all taken care of so you've got it in plenty of time before you need it. And remember, any large sellers out there, call us. Let's work a deal out together. That's this is one of the things we don't probably talk about enough, right? If you're a large buyer, like today I talked about, hey, you want to do $10 million? Call me. I mean, that'll be cheaper than any price we put on the radio, right? We have volume discounts for your larger orders. For those that want to sell larger quantities, partner with us, especially if you're like, hey, I don't need this money for 30 days. I don't need this money for 2-3 weeks. Partner with us. What does that mean? That just means let us retail out your product. We'll come on the air. We'll put whatever it is that you have on sale. That does two things. One, it helps us with sales, right? Because if we can sell it at the right price, it'll get sold. Two, it gets you a higher price. Why? Well, simply because I didn't have to send it back to my wholesaler. Because let's face it, for me, who pays the least amount? When Jason and I buy stuff, we always got to look at, okay, if we can't sell it, and I need to get money for it, right? It's not like, we don't have, and believe me, I think Jason feels the same. We would love it if we had endless supplies of money, right? But we don't.
Right.
And especially with the price where it is now. Gold's $4,300. Well, I want to sell 50 20s. That's a couple $100,000. Right? We can't sit there and tie up that kind of money for very long. So we always, when we look at it, we always like, okay, what is the wholesaler going to pay? And then, of course, it's Jason and I will make a decision. Do we want to dump it on the wholesaler? Do we want to try to hold it for inventory, see if we can move it? Because you don't know. The problem is you don't know what the next day is going to be. Right? Hey, we held it and gold went up $50. Good for Jason and I. Problem is you hold it, gold went down $50. Uh-oh.
Right.
That's a big problem. And so, consequently, this is what we'll tell everybody. If you want to sell, do it now. Don't wait. The closer you get to Christmas and New Year's, the worse the pricing is going to be. I'm just telling you. Why? Because I've been doing this 20-some years. I know what they do. If you want to make a big sale, call us. Let's work it out together. You're going to come out way ahead. A lot of the times, you could be talking about an extra $100 a coin. I mean, extra $100 on a 20, and you got 50 of them. Hey, that's not chump change. And now all of a sudden you're like, oh, hey man, I just got an extra $5,000. Me and my wife can go on a cruise. Can't take the kids for $5,000, but at least you and your wife could go. So anyway, I just wanted to cover that. We don't talk about selling all very often. But this is a two-way market. We buy, if you bought it from us, we'll buy it back from you. And really, even if you didn't buy it from us, unless it's weird. Right? Jason and I don't deal in weird. Sometimes we will. It just depends on what it is. Every once in a while, we'll tell you, hey, that's not what we do. And we'll try to give you a place that you could maybe go and retail. One of the things we don't do sterling silver as an example. We don't do, hey, sell your jewelry back to us. Those are things that we don't do. So keep that in mind. When we get back, Kevin Hassett pleading to everybody to please let me be the next head of the Fed. I'll tell you why that's important. 800-951-0592, Patriot Radio News Hour, Joe and Jason. The data today, if you were hoping for more rate cuts, it was pretty good. Now, we didn't get inflation data. That's coming later this week. The biggest thing, jobs, which they say are overstated, came in well below. When you factor in the revisions to August, September, the big down number in October, with the 64,000 is 64,000 increase in November. Nothing really good coming out of the jobs data number. And then, of course, the unemployment rate jumping to 4.6%. On top of that, the service sector data also having issues, and I think I'm having issues with Rumble right now. So if I am, I will try to fix those. I apologize with our connection anyway. But that is that is setting the table. Now, yesterday or the other day, we talked about, everyone thought it was going to be Kevin Hassett as the new head of the Fed. I told you that's a bad idea. And, well, you know what? Here's the thing. Here's the funny thing. If you're, like most of us are, hey, we're big gold and silver guys, then you will probably be pretty happy to have Kevin Hassett because everyone kind of views him as a clown, as a patsy to Donald Trump. Kevin Warsh, who's kind of the, I don't know, I guess I'd say maybe the next guy, has the backing of Jamie Dimon, as maybe being a little less hawkish. But, Jason, I don't think it's going to matter, one or the other. Kevin Hassett came out today saying, just because I'm friends with Donald Trump doesn't mean I should be disqualified to be in the next head of the Federal Reserve. But, again, I don't care who it is. Donald Trump has a directive, Jason, and that's cut rates.
Correct. And the Federal Reserve chieftains that we're talking about, they're kind of like the president. They don't really make decisions. They're just figureheads. They're just there to give you someone to look at. Because if we had the actual bankers sitting there telling us this information, they're not ceding their position of owners of the central bank, right? So it doesn't really matter who the Fed chief is in the end. Decisions are made that are not them. They come out and make a bunch of speeches, and they're really dry and boring if they want you to go away. They'll give you the big emergency information if they want to scare you into worrying about stuff. And in the end, Joe, it's not their decision. Trump doesn't. I don't think Trump is as much credit as people try to give him for being an economic guru. He's really good at buildings and in real estate, but I've heard many people around him say he's not really that good with economics. So once again, he knows that his agenda and his position is better suited for 0% rates and spend. So that's what he's going to push for. And I think the Fed and Trump are seeing eye to eye now. I think there's the whole quantitative tightening thing is over. Right, it's over. They have one of two bad choices, and in inflating their way out, it seems to be the path we're getting ready for.
Yeah, and when we sit there, and I think you're right, as far as when it comes to economics, we've actually lost pretty much any sanity in economics, including the bankers. When you're sitting there talking about Wall Street at an all-time high, we've had, 6 rate cuts, one of which was 50 basis points. I mean, we've had 1.75 basis points of rate cuts with Wall Street at all-time highs, right? That's talking about. I think I fixed Rumble. Hey, I'm real proud of myself. I think that really typifies what's happening. That they've made that decision to make the bubble bigger. And here's the part that's scary. I don't know what the jobs numbers are supposed to be. I don't know, right? We can just. This is what they tell us. Is the economy horrible? No. Is the economy great? No. It's kind of somewhere in the middle. And I would say if it's leaning one way, it's probably leaning towards bad, right? It's not bad, but it's leaning that way, right? And everyone's kind of like, well, is that next shoe going to drop? And the Fed will tell you, well, see, because we've been cutting rates, we're keeping the economy from falling over, right? Joe says it's leaning, and I agree, they are. They are keeping it from falling over. The problem is it's going to fall over regardless. And now the bond market is saying, yeah, cut all you want. Nobody wants this fiat money. Be your own central bank. Get your own gold. Get your own silver. Get it put away. And for those of you with bigger money, protect more of it. That's it. That's all we're telling you to do. 800-951-0592. You looking for a deal today? I got you one. $10 Liberties. $22.50. That is $125 off. Yeah. Now that's a sale. $10 Liberties, $2,250, 800-951-0592. Continue. And again, I'm just going to tell you, this is an easy one. Why? Because there's enough soft data to say keep cutting. The president is stacking the Fed as it is. Jay Powell's term is over. He's got 5 months. It's over. Whoever's going to replace him will be another rate cutter. The president again this morning telling the world, I want 1%. Well, we're at 3.5%. I think we're going to get probably not one, but 2 more rate cuts before Jay Powell is out, and several more after that. Much higher, by the way, than the dot plot that we got last week where they said, oh, guys, we're going to cut twice in 2026. No, they're not. It's going to be a lot more than that. Watch out for the unemployment rate. That is a number we're going to have to watch. 5%. Right now we're 4.6. We'll see how close we get. I'm anticipating January to be rough. Just because the holidays are over, the hours are going to come down, right? All of those things. And we'll get even more rate cuts. And remember, they've already started quantitative easing. I mean, it's only been a week, and already people are starting to call for more quantitative easing. And now, remember, right now they're only buying 1 month to 1 year bills. People are now saying that they may have to increase it and buy 2 and 3 year notes as well. Yeah, pretty simple. And obviously, supply and demand. Don't forget records for people taking delivery. And I don't care if it's gold, if it's silver, if it's copper. About the only commodity, well, I shouldn't say the only one, but oil. And that's the other wild card here. Oil stays down here. Are we going to see layoffs in the oil sector? That I would think maybe, right? This could be one of those things, right, where, maybe it got too cheap. I don't know. We'll see. It will help. Right, some of that will help the inflation data. I know here, gas is still over $3, but it's down. We were like close to 4. Now we're close to 3, so that's a good thing. But I don't know, Jason. I think it's all going to be about the unemployment rate going forward. I expect a lot more rate cuts and even more quantitative easing in 2026.